The purpose of this screencast is to show you how to get your data from IPUMS into a stata.dta file. So the first step is to create an extract. Then we're going to create a do file. Then we're going to unzip the downloaded data and put it in the proper directory. And then finally we're going to run stata to read in the data. Okay, so first let's create an extract. I'm going to take one that's a data set that I've worked on before. I'm logged into IPUMS and I'm going to talk about the various options here. I've got one sample, 13 variables. The data format I can change. Let's go through this. We just want no additional data formats. What's going to happen is that we're going to get a text data file in fixed width format with Stata syntax, which we can use to load that data. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do. And so basically you want no additional data, make it rectangular, hit submit. Okay, and so now I'm just going to ask for this data. I've already logged in, and so if I just hit submit extract, now I can wait for a little while. And you'll notice that what we've got here is this is extract number 50, and there's a Stata command file which we're going to want to use. So we go to this. This is the file which we're going to use to actually read the data in and put it in Stata format. The key here is this section. Notice how the data is arranged. Its year is contained in the first 4 columns. Let's see some important stuff here. Age is in columns 40 to 42. Degree field is in 48 to 49. Inc wage, which is wage and salary income, is in 54 to 59. What we're going to get a file with, I don't know, over 100,000 rows, and in each of those rows we have this information. What Stata is going to do is going to read in all of this information and store it using this command file into a Stata data set. There's one more thing we need to add to this. We need to tell Stata where to look. Notice it's going to be use the USA, I'm sorry, this one here, USA underscore 00050.dat. That's where the data is located, but we need to tell Stata more. So first up, let's go Control A and then Control C to first of all select everything and then copy it. Next, we're going to take that information and I'll bring up Stata. Okay, so I've got Stata here. Let's actually bring up Stata this way. So I'm going to go get Stata. Here we go. First step, go to Window, Do File Editor, New Do File. Next step, Control V, paste what you just did. Next step, we have to tell Stata where to put the information. And that's going to involve a CD, change the directory command, and I'm going to tell you in a little bit where that's going to be. But we'll see it. We'll do it like this. We're going to save this do file. We're going to save it into the following place, and you might have to navigate to get here. It's in courses, the courses directory, Eco 253, and I'm going to put it in my folder. You'll see your folder and a couple other folders. I see everything, and I'm going to put it here. This is a do file. Let's call it reading USA. Okay, there we go. So it's saved. There's actually a file called readingsusa.do. Okay, now let's go take a look. See, I've created that there, and I'm sitting. If you take a look, it's actually sitting in the. We're in Caleb courses, Eco 253. How enough? I want to get the address. Okay, and you can do the same trick, which I'm about to do. I'm going to right-click on this thing, go to Properties, and here's the address. Actually, you could memorize this thing. It's n:\eco253/ your name. In my case, it's how enough. So I'm going to copy that, Control C. I selected it. Okay. Then I go back to the do file editor and I just paste that in. Okay. So there we go. What this does is it tells Stata this is where the data is located. You're going to find this file in this directory because it's going to look in this directory because I've changed the directory to be there. And then it's going to execute these commands, which basically read the stuff in and then apply a whole bunch of labels. All right, so we'll see what happens. Okay, now I've got to save this. Okay, every time you make a change, you want to save. Let's go back to the internet and see whether this, I'm in this window here. Let me go back one step and hit Control R to reload. Okay, all right, so there's the data. Click on the data, and then this is a zipped file. I'm going to save it. So let me hit OK, and where am I going to save it? I'll put it into this directory. You might have to navigate. I need to know where I put it. So it's going to go into Frank Howland Download Stata here. Hit Save. Okay. Next step. All right, I've downloaded the file. I've got myself a do file. I've got Stata ready to go. I need to unzip the data. Okay. So here we go. I've got to go to 7-zip, and 7-zip is, oh, where are you? 7-zip's going to come up anytime now. All right, there we go. So 7-zip is actually, it's actually in this directory. I might have to mosey around to get there. All right, I need to find the directory. Let's see. I'm going to go to Downloads, and then I'm going to go to, if I sort this by name, here's Stata. Go to Stata. There it is. Okay. So now what I want to do is extract that file, and it says, okay, where are you going to put that? Well, I think what I'll do is I'll just put it into, notice I put the backslash back into the Stata directory. Okay, this downloads Stata directory. You might have some similar situation. Hit OK. And now notice that the data, this is actually the data, it's sitting here. By the way, notice it's huge. It's 138 megabytes, and that's going to be important because we're going to have to modify our do file to take this into account. You'll see. Okay, so there's the data. Let's go back to my directory here. This is where I'm going to do the work. This is where the do file is. This is where I need to put the data. Oops. So a little too clever there. Let's go back and all right, so here we go. Take the data and put it in there. Okay, so it takes a little while to copy because it's actually huge. All right, now we're ready to go back to Stata. Here's Stata. Okay. This window is the do file editor. I created this thing here. Now I can go to File and I can go to Do. And do, what I want to do, I want to run a program, and the programs are called do files. I select this thing, that's the one I just created. I go Open, and then it starts taking stuff in, and I get an error message. All right. So notice what happened. Okay. It started executing this file, and this is the name of the thing it was executing. There's some comments in it. Here's a command which I forget what that does. Here's a command which says, okay, go to this place. All right, that's where this place is, and that's how it knows what's going on. And notice it's read in a bunch of data. If I actually click here, I got let's see. So let's type in some. Read in a lot of data, 275,000 observations, and then no room to add more observations. That's what it says up here. No room to add more observations. So it kind of choked. What do I do? Well, first of all, I hit clear. And now the data is no longer in memory. Then I go back to my do file editor. Okay. And I change this. All right. So set more off CD. Clear gets rid of whatever's in memory. All right. And I'm going to go set mem 400M. That makes the memory a lot bigger, 400 megabytes instead of 10 megabytes. So now we can read a lot more information. I save this file. Go back to the regular Stata, okay? And I can just click here. I'm lazy, so we'll just go like that. And it's going to execute this thing again. And let's hope we got enough memory. All right, so now it's executing this. It's got 403 megabytes of memory, 5,000 maximum variables, so okay. And look, notice it sort of did all this stuff. And now, if I type sum, I've got a lot of observations. I've got 2.3 million observations. Okay, and I can just sort of, let's see. I got to hit maybe enter or something to get all this stuff in. And I also have some labels. So if I type tab educ, okay, one of the things that program did was it brought in the labels, which convert the numerical values for education into these things. All right. So if I type tab educ, comma no label, all right, then that's the numbers which go with it. So what the labels did is they just took like 11 and put a label on, which is 5 years of college. Or 244,000, about 1%, 10% of the data set has 5 plus more years of college. Okay, final step, we go to File, and we can save this information here, and it'll tell you what directory. I urge you to do all your work in the Courses Eco 253, your folder directory, and to do this in a very organized fashion. All right, so let's see. So I guess I'm going to type in USA. Well, maybe I just do USA 50, or I might have some other things like USA income, wages, education might be something I could call this. I hit save, and now I've got what did it do, right? So it saved this. I now have this data set. If I go back and take a look and see what we have here, what have we got? Well, we have the original data, which was read in by this Reading USA program, which you executed by just going to File, Do within Stata, and then it produces this data set. Okay, this data set's pretty large, 56 megabytes. This data set is huge, 132. This thing is incredibly tiny, 26 kilobytes, because it's just some text. All right. I hope this has been useful. Let me mention one final thing. This is just a text file. This do thing. You can actually use any kind of text editor, so long as you change the final label to .do. Actually, you can use Word as long as you save it as a text file to create these do files. Sometimes you need to do that because the editor within Stata, this do file editor, can only handle a certain number of characters. And you have a really long do file, you need to have a more robust text editor. And let me finally mention one more thing, which is you can use do files to write Stata programs to run through all the regressions and all the procedures you do when you are working, say, on your paper. Thanks for your attention.